So now that Diddy's essentially been cleared and is expected to walk free after a brief stint behind bars, Page 6 is now alleging that he and Kanye West are teaming up to drop a collaborative album. Honestly, we already know how that's going to go. It's going to flop harder than a fake platinum plaque. That album isn't climbing any charts. It's diving straight to the bottom of the Hot 10,000 bubble under list. Let's be real, this project has zero potential. Nobody's buying that. The public isn't interested. The star power just isn't there anymore. Kanye himself recently got denied entry into Australia because his music was deemed offensive. So where's the appeal in this duo? As for Diddy, he's completely fallen off the PR radar. Nobody with serious credibility wants to associate with him musically. It's absurd that after everything that went down in court, people are now seriously entertaining the idea of him jumping back into music like nothing happened. And if Kanye is his grand comeback ticket, then he's headed straight to nowhere. He can't rely on his sons either, Christian, Justin, or whoever. None of them made any noise in the industry anyway. Diddy's entire musical legacy is questionable. He was never the talent. He was always leeching off the real artists signed to Bad Boy. And when he wasn't doing that, he was intimidating producers to jack their beats for himself. Let's face it, he's never had any lyrical skills. The man can't rap, can't write, and honestly, probably doesn't even have any knees left from all the crawling he's done over the years for the Glock 5000. I had to let that out. This whole Kanye Diddy album idea? Completely laughable. After all the allegations and scandals they've both been involved in, the fact that they think they can just cook up a record and drop it like nothing ever happened. It's insulting. It's tone deaf. It's chaos. Hey, guys, it's here with your consistent daily uploads. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and smash that like button. We're diving into this madness from Madrid, Spain, where all anyone is talking about is Diddy's so-called comeback and his return to the music world. Now listen, I'm not joining this weird movement that's suddenly flipping on Cassie. Some people, like Funk Flex, are dragging her and trying to paint her as complicit, saying she's just as evil as Diddy. No. Cassie is not Diddy's version of Ghislaine Maxwell. That's Christina Coram, the one hiding in the corner. That's the accomplice, not Cassie. Cassie never wanted to be part of this twisted world. Let's not forget, she was 19 when she signed that deal, excited to launch a music career, and Diddy, much older, completely took advantage of that innocence. She was young, fresh, and hopeful. And instead of nurturing her, Diddy groomed her, dragged her into freak-offs, and broke her down. So for people to be turning around now, accusing her of being some right-hand enabler of his abuse, where was all this noise before the trial? During her lawsuit? After that hotel video leak? It's performative. It's suspicious. The timing is nonsense. Let's use our brains here. That leaked footage, Cassie being yanked back into that room, the injury photos, the text messages, the desperation, and now you're telling me she was the mastermind? Absolutely not. If your argument is that Cassie may not have technically been trafficked, fine. That's a separate discussion. But accusing her of being Diddy's accomplice? That's offensive. That insults all of us who've been paying attention. Let's not pretend like she was free to do anything she wanted. Everything she did, from freak-offs to who she contacted, was under Diddy's control. Without him in the picture, none of that would have happened. So let's not act slow today. Be slow tomorrow if you want. But not today. And word on the street? Jay-Z's watching all this unfold and getting real nervous. Allegedly he's sweating bullets with how deep this rabbit hole is going. So many conversations were happening. Outside the courthouse, a lot of them were circling around the idea that Jay-Z might be next. People are watching him very closely now. He's become too powerful, and there's this growing concern about what might happen to him in the near future. Jay-Z is seen as someone who allegedly has sway over legal decisions involving other artists. Almost as if he can influence court outcomes, verdicts, and who ends up acquitted. It's being said that he may have helped certain individuals behind the scenes. His supposed connections with high-level judges, prosecutors, and defense attorneys have raised red flags for certain people and entities. They're nervous because one man has that much reach in the judicial system? It's unsettling. Let's not forget that most of your favorite artists, yes, the ones topping your playlists, are just puppets. They're not revolutionary. Not even Kendrick. Sorry to say. If you want to talk about real radical voices being silenced, go look up Bob Violin. That's an example of someone pushing the boundaries and actually getting cancelled everywhere. It's alarming. I honestly think Jay-Z himself is now getting nervous. Especially since his relationship with Diddy has deteriorated. Diddy's getting out in a couple of years. What's that going to look like when he returns? Jay-Z essentially cut ties and left him to deal with the fallout alone. And don't think for a second Diddy's forgotten that. Let's be clear, Diddy didn't snitch. Unlike Epstein, who was ready to sing like a canary, Diddy chose silence. That alone probably saved him. He knew how to play it. The raids on his home, I believe they were strategically done to recover hidden tape staples he used to manipulate, control, and blackmail. Diddy's been recording people for years, collecting dirt, and using it as leverage. I truly think the goal of those raids wasn't just to investigate. It was to confiscate, get all of that footage, scrub the drives, and make sure he had nothing left that could hurt the people above him. And once the government got what it needed, boom, he walks. Why? Because he didn't talk. He kept the secrets, protected the executives, and now his assets are safe since Rico isn't touching them. And let's not forget, this was also payback. Diddy crossed certain lines. He made moves against people like Dio, and they came back harder. But the main reason he avoided heavier consequences? It's because he held his tongue and didn't betray the powerful circles around him. That silence earned him protection. Which is why, again, Jay-Z should absolutely be worried. He has his own empire, his own pool with lawyers, artists, courts, you name it. But the more influence he gains, the more he paints a target on himself. At some point, someone higher up is going to pull him back down and remind him, you're not above us. And seriously, not asking where she is. Why aren't you focused on her? Make it make sense because it doesn't. Subscribe to the channel, comment below, and give the video a thumbs up. I appreciate the support. Catch you in the next one.